to my channel. It is your girl Mpho. If you are new here, hey sis, what is good? And if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for constantly watching my content. On today's video, this is a get ready with me. I will be posting on the side here all the products that I am using, so please don't be alarmed if I do not say I am using the Revlon Color Stay, or I am literally going to have pictures of everything that I am using, but that's besides the point of this whole video. This video has been to sort of enlighten you guys in terms of why I've not been posting, what's been going on, and also to share a little bit of what's on my mind with you guys, and also just to sort of go back to why I started my channel and sort of the message that I wanted my channel to carry. Yes guys, so it all started when I think I was on Twitter, and as I was on Twitter, I saw hashtag Lee Kuzwayo. So if you know Lee Kuzwayo, yo, she was this, I don't know if, do we say past tense, because she said she doesn't want to be a YouTuber anymore, but yeah, she is this great content creator. She's an artist, and also she just has a clothing line and all of those extras. So I used to like love, oh, I'm looking yellow, but anyway, I used to honestly love watching her content because her content was so refreshing. Refreshing in the sense that, you know, she used to actually go to your Zanzibars, just all these fancy places, and she took YouTube to another level, because honestly, it was honestly like cinematography. Like, it was not just your basic YouTuber with a video camera. She literally had people helping her, you know, edit and all of that. Like honestly, she was like top tier. So she says she's leaving YouTube because it's making her anxious, and it's contributing to a lot of like disastrous things, you know, and it's making her uncomfortable and all of that. And she's just, you know, she's good. And after I watched a snippet of the live, I didn't see the actual live video on Instagram. I just saw a snippet of it on Twitter. I just thought to myself, I feel like I'm in the same place, you know, but only with me. It's not like I'm providing the best or most unique content or anything, but I wanted to give up because I feel like maybe this is not my thing, you know, because that's what I was actually thinking in that particular moment when she made that announcement, or when I saw it trending on Twitter. I was like, I know, you know what, maybe this is also not my thing. And I'm like, you know what, let me just leave it to everybody else, you know. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna post anymore. And social media is giving me like a certain level of anxiety. It's making me feel like maybe I'm not good at what I do. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should just leave it to everybody else. It just made me doubt myself as a person, as a creative person, as someone who's very bubbly on camera, you know. It made me question why I started in the first place. Like, honestly, it made me question a lot of things, a whole lot of things. But in hindsight, I think because I saw a snippet of that live, I sat down with myself, you know, and I had to remind myself, hey, Maramagele, you know what, when you started this YouTube thing, for me, it was not for any monetary purposes. It was not for, I want to be famous, or I wanted to gather a great following, or it wasn't even about the subscribers, honestly. At first, it was, I wanted to relay a particular message, and YouTube was a great platform for me to do that. And it really did help me, because I reached out to so many women and so many girls, you know, they would text me, they would DM me and tell me like, oh my gosh, I saw you were using a certain product, you were doing this and that, where can I get it? Even the abuse video, it got so much traction, and I was able to engage with females and different women from different countries, you guys. Literally different countries. I remember I was interacting with this other lady, and she said that she was from Brooklyn, and she saw my video and she was so touched by it because she's actually going through a similar situation, And we talked, her and I, we talked in depth, and she explained to me like what was happening. And, you know, I was also trying to advise her as best as I could, you know. And so that for me was just a reminder as to why I started in the first place. I started because it wasn't because I'm rich or I've got fancy things. Not that it's wrong to come on YouTube and show us all your luxury goods and everything. I love that for Black women especially. Okay, I'm not saying it's wrong for white women, but I love that for Black women to show us luxury, to show that, okay, we're actually moving up in spaces, in places that we can finally afford all these expensive and luxurious goods. I love that for Black women, but it's also so hard for some of us who just create basic content. You know, it's hard to catch traction when you're not really going to Cape Town every week. You're not posting on social media that you're at a restaurant every single day. Like, you've got a 9 to 5, baby girl. You earn like the bare minimum, you know? You don't earn a lot of money, so you don't have all these nice and luxurious things to show. But oh, not even bad. So I think when I started thinking about all those things, I was like, yeah, maybe that's why my content is boring, is because, okay, you know what? I'm not a wow person. You don't see me out with friends. You don't, like, I'm just not that girl, you know? So it was like, since I get the bare minimum, what do I then show to my followers? What do I then show to people who subscribe to my channel? You know, what do I say to them? I mean, if you had to choose between watching me and watching, I don't know, somebody who has luxurious handbags, obviously you choose the one with the luxurious handbags. But, you know, I don't want to say the thought was discouraging, but it was just a reminder, okay, I want to stand out, but how do I do that? And so I was like, you know what, maybe it's time for me to just leave this whole YouTube thing. Let me just mind my own business, and let me just continue being someone who watches YouTube and not necessarily someone who creates content. And I'm settled on the decision. I'm settled, and I'm like, that's fine. I've made peace with it, and it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. And yeah, let me just forget about YouTube. It was sort of, I just, you know, and I'm trying to convince myself, I'm like, no, it was just a pausing phase thing. At least I tried it, so I can give up knowing that I actually tried. You know, it's not like I just didn't try and give it a chance at all. Like, I'm literally sitting there trying to convince myself why I'm trying to leave YouTube and why I'm not trying to create content anymore. Sharp. So I could have settled on this decision. A few days pass, and it's funny, even though I'm saying I'm quitting YouTube, I still have all these thoughts and all these ideas going on in my head. I'm like, when I start something, I'm like, oh, but I wish I could just take a video and share this with the people on YouTube. But remember, I said I'm quitting, so I was like, you know what, let me just mind my own business. Let me just not do any of that, right? But I'm still like, hey, what about the people who like used to leave positive comments like, oh yes, this looks nice, what about them? What do they think about me quitting, you know? And what's the message that I'm sending, not just to them but also to myself, that when I feel a little bit discouraged, I stop, you know? And also, why am I comparing myself to all these people? I don't even know them, you know? All of this could be a facade, and all of this could just be for show. Why am I even comparing myself to these people when I don't even know them, you know? So now I'm asking myself all these questions, Ghana guys. I'm asking myself all these questions. I'm like, no, man, but why am I trying to give up, you know? I'm like, but I've never been someone who gives up. Give up. No, it's never been my thing, you know? So now there's a dispute between my heart and my head, because my head's like, I swada. My heart's like, no man, come on now, you know? And it's funny because just as I was about to give up and just be like, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm seeing all these content, like all this content, all the like video. I'll add this video just now of Bonang, and she was on SABC News and she was talking to the reporter. I'll share the video.
One fame now, there's no value and no respect for time and hard work and thorough hard work. The fame that you get on Instagram, you get the like and the click, that's nice for now. But the good, fulfilling success that lasts for a long time, it needs grit, it's going to take tears, it's going to take failure, but it's going to need you to just finish what you start. Super. If you have a plan and a goal, just make sure you just face.
And it's funny, every single day I'm getting 1 or 2 subscribers, and I'm like, hey, but just as I'm about to quit, here are people who are starting to follow my channel, and I'm gaining a little bit of traction more and more each and every day. Hey, and I'm like, maybe it's a sign, maybe I shouldn't stop, you know, maybe I shouldn't stop, maybe I should just keep going and just see where this takes me. Right, as I'm thinking this, I get an email from this other company, which I won't name, but just be on the lookout for that. This company says, we want to work with you, we want to collaborate with you. And I was like, collaborate? Like, I just never thought of it getting to that, or I just didn't think that's where this whole channel thing would go, guys. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm literally working on my first collaboration, guys. It's exciting, you know. It's so exciting, especially for someone who is about to give up. And I was like, ugh, this thing is not for me anymore, you know. When that email came in, I was like, no way. I shared it on my socials, but I removed it. I'm like, no, I can't share it with people. Can I share it with them? No, I can't. No, man, maybe there's a mistake. So I replied to this email, and funny enough, they text me back, and I'm like, wait, guys, so they're serious, these people, you know, they're asking me for shipping addresses and everything, and I'm like, wait, I don't even have the following. You know, I'm now starting to doubt myself for real. I'm like, why would they want to collaborate with me? Because I've only got like, what, 600 subscribers. Why didn't they choose someone who's got 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 followers? Why me, you know? And all of a sudden now the topic is changing to, yeah, but why me? You know, what was it that they saw in me that they wanted to work with me, and not someone who's been doing this longer, someone who's consistent? You know, I started asking myself so many questions, you guys, as if I didn't deserve all of these things. I didn't deserve the product collaboration. I didn't deserve being out there, you know. I didn't deserve all these nice things, you know. And it was kind of like, just when I started doubting myself and I started doubting my potential, here are so many things that are reminding me that, you know what, maybe you're not the best yet at what you do, but there are people who are watching. You know, there are people, irrespective of the small likes or the 20 views that you are getting, people are watching, you know. And so I just had to say to myself, you know what, it's time to be positive, and it's time to actually put in the work. It's time to stop doubting myself and like stop thinking I'm not worthy, or I'm not deserving of all these opportunities, and I'm not this and I don't have that. There are people who see something in me that I maybe don't always see in myself, you know. And this product collaboration for me was honestly just that, because just when, I don't want to say I was at my low point, but I was sort of like at my low point, they were like, Mpho, we want to work with you, we like your personality, we see where you're going with your content, we see the growth. And honestly, guys, I wasn't seeing any of that. I was just like, this is for fun. And even with my friends, I always tell them, like, guys, this is, for me, this is just fun. You know, I don't want to take this too seriously. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to over invest. But the problem was, it's not that I didn't have the means to invest, but because I was so doubtful of myself and I didn't want to put in the work. I didn't want to put in the work. That's honestly what I'm realizing, because it's not like time was an issue. It's not like resources were an issue, but the main issue was I just did not want to put in the work. And how many of us can say we missed opportunities because we just didn't want to put in the work? We wanted the results, yes, but we just didn't want to put in the work. And so I realized that this was something that was affecting not just the YouTube part of my life, but a few other aspects of my life. Like, for example, fitness. I said to myself that I wanted to lose weight, and I set all these goals for myself. I bought all these healthy food and everything, and before you knew it, I was throwing it out because whole body, like, it's gone off. And so the other thing was, I was expecting you guys to be consistent with me by following, by having all this traction on my channel, but I wasn't willing to be consistent with you guys. I wasn't willing to sit here and provide content. I wasn't sitting and willing to put in the work, but I wanted the results. And so how many of us can honestly say that's been there, seen that, done that, good sis, and that's the boat that we're currently riding? A lot of us can sit here and say, you know what, maybe there was a time where I didn't pull through for myself and I expected other people to pull through for me. And that's just not okay anymore. You know, just say to yourself, that's not okay. Just like me, I just say to myself, you know what? That's not okay. I'm not okay with not being the best version of myself because I am scared. Because that's honestly what was happening. It's not like the effort or whatever. It was honestly because I was scared. I was scared. I'm like, if I get more followers, people are gonna start disliking my videos. People are gonna start leaving hate mail like they do for all your other YouTubers. You know, I was already thinking about all the bad things that could happen, but I sort of lost sight of all the good things that could happen. You know, all the people that I could reach, all the sort of people I could teach new things, all the people who were gonna follow me, even in the future. I lost sight of all of that because I was so negative and I was so in my head, you know. And so I was like, you know what, Nimir, I am honestly going to give this whole thing my all. And when I quit, I'm going to quit not because I doubted myself, but because honestly people weren't being receptive to what I'm putting out there. But besides that, I'm not going to quit anymore. I'm not going to be doubtful of myself and my potential. No way, you know, especially now that it kind of seems like people are seeing me, you know, especially when you get recognized by a brand. You're like, hey, they actually chose me and not somebody else. So they kind of saw something in me and my content to have actually wanted to work with me. And so I'm super excited, you guys, about the content that I'm going to create and so forth, you know. So I just want this, like, it's sort of like a Wisdom Wednesday. It's not just about this pretty look that I'm creating, you guys. It's not just about the makeup look or anything, but it was just to also maybe talk to someone who's just going through a little bit of a situation. You're feeling stuck, you're feeling a little depressed, you don't really know what's next. Maybe that's just the beauty of life. Imagine if we always knew what was next, what to always expect. Would that not be then boring? I feel like it would be so boring, you know. Life wouldn't be as exciting as it is if we always knew what to anticipate. So yes, guys, I really just wanted to focus on the last part of my eye look, and I think my eyes look super cute, guys. They're giving vibes. So yeah, guys, as I was saying, I'm just gonna finish off my makeup. It's important to, you know, sometimes even when maybe your friends or your family members aren't showing up for you, maybe it's important to just show up for yourself. You know, there's a reason why you started whatever it is that you started, and just see it through no matter how hard it gets. And I feel like comparison is the thief of all joy. Comparison is the thief of all joy. So even me myself, I've just told myself, you know what, from now on, I'm not going to compare myself to anyone. I'm not going to let social media pressurize me into thinking I'm not doing enough, or my content is boring, or there's just enough room for everyone. You know, there's enough room for me, there's enough room for the luxury content creators, there's just enough room for everyone to grow. And maybe that's more of what I should focus on, is I should focus on perfecting my craft, you know, getting better at editing, getting better at speaking in front of the camera. You know, I should just focus more on that than comparing myself and thinking, maybe you're not good enough because you're not doing this and that, you know. Because I honestly think if I was so boring and I was just so whatever, all the negative things that I keep thinking to myself, then why are people subscribing to my channel? You know, it can't be that all of them are subscribing because they know me. Then clearly some of them saw something that they're like, okay, I like her, I like something about her, she has a little spunk, you know. So overall, in anything and everything that you do, stop comparing yourself. There will always be somebody better than you. There will always be somebody who's a professional. There'll always be this, that, but that doesn't make you any less greater than you are. You know, that shouldn't take anything away from you. Even me now, that's what I'm teaching myself is, yeah, there are other content creators who have exciting content and whatever, but I'm still here. I'm still here. I still have views. You know, that's the other thing is, I think even if there's one person watching, there's someone watching. That's the most important thing. And I feel like I was so focused on the numbers. I'm like, oh, but like, why am I not getting 1,000 views? Why am I not getting this? Why am I not getting that? Have I earned them? Have I been consistent enough for people to want to constantly come back to my channel when I only post once in 4 months or in 3 weeks? You know, that's not consistency. How am I expecting people to realize, here I am, I want to take up space, you know, I want to be seen, I want to be heard, when I'm not doing my part, you know? So I feel like from now on, that's just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do my part, and I'm just going to hope that people are attracted to that, attracted to me, my personality, you know, my opinions, and the fact that I want to engage. You know, I want to engage. I don't want to just have opinions about things. I want people to say, no, girl, I don't think so. You know, I don't, you know, and instead of being scared that the more followers or subscribers I have, the more criticism I'll have, maybe that criticism is there to help me grow as an individual also. So maybe let me just think of this the best way that I possibly can, you know. So yeah, guys, that's my little speech. That's my little oh, and the last thing that I wanted to share that also kind of reminded me of who I am. I have this childhood friend. We've known each other for literally the longest, like literally the longest. We've been friends since we were kids. We were like she knows me, not like she knows me, yeah, you know, she knows me from varsity, or no, she knows me from childhood. Like, we've been friends since childhood. And she said to me the other day, I don't know, it was her son's birthday, and we were talking about something. You know, let me not get into that because that's not the point. We were talking, and she said to me, do you remember how when we were young or younger, you used to love playing Karabo Moroka every time? So if you don't know Karabo Moroka is Connie Ferguson. She used to act on Generations, and she was GRWM. So basically we used to watch a lot of generations when we were kids, and every time we used to play house, I would insist that I am GRWM. And you know what, that thing just reminded me of who I've sort of always been. I've always had a strong character. I've always had I've always been about my business, you know. I've always not sort of been a weak person. I've not meek at all. I feel like I've adapted those characteristics as I got older, but as a young person, I just did it. Ask my mom. I just did it. Like, if I was gonna get into trouble, it's fine, but I'm gonna do it, you know. And I didn't think twice. I didn't hesitate. And like now, where if I stumble a little, I'm already ready to back out. And because she reminded me of that, I was like, she doesn't know how she ignited a fire in me, because she reminded me of who I used to be when I was young. I didn't care what the next person thought. I didn't even care what my mama was gonna do, you know. Like, if I wanted to do something naughty or whatever, I was just doing it. I was impulsive like that. And I just want to channel that again, that just being impulsive thing. Just do it, and it doesn't really matter how people react. As long as I was happy in the moment, that's all that really matters, you know. So I feel like all of us have an inner child, and maybe before we start comparing ourselves, I'm thinking, oh, I'm not good enough because I don't have this, and I'm not good enough because I didn't do that, or I didn't grow up with that. Maybe just go back to that inner child and remember what your inner child would have did. Like, would your inner child be sitting here feeling sorry for themselves, or your inner child would have been like, let's just do it. Let us just do it. Failure or not, we did it, and that's the most important thing.
Did you get ready in the dark or something? 'Cause you look like a beautiful nightmare. Don't you know? Don't judge me.
Okay guys, so this brings us to the end of this video. If you like this makeup look, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, do comment, and don't forget, most importantly, to just subscribe to my channel for more content, because I am about to blow up. Okay, I am about to blow up. So for those who have watched up until the end, thank you so much for watching my content. I love you guys, and you know I will see you guys on the next video. Keep well. Mwah.